The obsidian chamber floated in the void between dimensions, accessible only to those who knew the ancient pathways. Kiza pressed her palm against the cold transport plate, feeling the familiar tingle of interdimensional travel coursing through her body. Beside her, Nick adjusted his neural translator, his jaw set with determination. "Are you sure about this?" Nick whispered, though there was no one to hear them in the transport corridor. Kiza's dark eyes flashed with resolve. "We've come too far to turn back now. Humanity deserves to know the truth." They materialized in the shadows of the council chamber, concealed behind a pillar of crystallized starlight. Before them, the representatives of 12 ancient species sat in a perfect circle, their forms ranging from the gaseous Vexthari to the crystalline Kormathi. At the center floated a holographic display showing Earth, humanity's cradle world, rotating slowly in blue and green splendor. The speaker, a being of pure energy contained within a golden lattice, addressed the assembly. "We convene this emergency session to discuss the human problem. They have advanced far beyond our projections." A hulking Kormathi delegate shifted, its faceted body refracting the chamber's ambient light into rainbow patterns. "We established the containment protocols 10,000 years ago. How did they breach the Mars barrier so quickly?" Nick felt Kiza's hand grip his arm. The Mars barrier. They'd always wondered why humanity's first colony on Mars had faced such inexplicable technical difficulties, setbacks that had delayed colonization by decades. "The humans are adaptive," hissed a serpentine Srathi, its forked tongue tasting the air. "We limited their access to quantum technology. They invented their own. We suppressed their FTL research. They found 6 alternative methods. These creatures refused to be contained." The speaker's energy form pulsed with what might have been frustration. "When we seeded Earth with amino acids 4 billion years ago, we never anticipated this outcome. The humans were meant to be docile, like the Plenari or the Quesh. Instead, they inherited the worst traits possible: curiosity, aggression, and stubbornness. They're also the only species to have developed science fiction," added a floating Vexthari, its gaseous form swirling with concern. "They imagine possibilities we've tried to hide from them, then make those impossibilities real. They theorized about the Council's existence in their entertainment media, centuries before they had any proof." Kiza's breath caught in her throat. Every conspiracy theory, every science fiction story about hidden alien councils, they'd all been right. A new voice echoed through the chamber, deep and ancient. The eldest, a being from the first generation of sentient life in the universe, rarely spoke at these gatherings. When it did, the council listened. "The question is not how they progressed, but what we do now," the eldest rumbled. 3 cycles ago, we agreed that if humanity reached quantum level 5 technology, we would initiate the dissolution protocol. They achieved it 2 cycles early." Nick felt ice in his veins. Dissolution protocol? That couldn't mean anything good. The Kormathi delegate's crystal surface darkened. "You mean genocide? We swore after the Crethan Purge that we would never again erase a species." "Not genocide," the speaker clarified. "It's golden lattice dimming. Regression. We reset their civilization to pre-industrial levels, bury their history, and guide them more carefully this time. It would take mere hours with the Chronos device." "They would lose everything," whispered a delegate Kiza couldn't identify. "Billions of lives lived would be rewritten." "Better that than the alternative," the Srathi hissed. "In 20 cycles, our projections show humans will have reverse-engineered the Council's technology. In 50 cycles, they will have surpassed us. In 100, they will have discovered the truth of existence itself. The humans must not learn that our universe is merely a controlled simulation, a garden we tend. They would tear down the walls of reality itself to see what lies beyond." The chamber fell silent. Even the usually turbulent Vexithari stilled completely. "When do we activate the Chronos device?" the Kormathi finally asked. "The device is already in position, hidden within Earth's moon," the speaker replied. "We activate it at the conclusion of this session. Humanity will wake up tomorrow in the year 1750 of their calendar, with no memory of the world they built. We will be more careful with the subsequent protocols." Nick looked at Kiza, and in her eyes he saw his own fury reflected back. They'd infiltrated this meeting hoping to find allies, to understand why humanity seemed to face obstacles at every turn in their expansion to the stars. They never imagined the truth would be this horrifying. Kiza reached into her jacket and pulled out a small device no larger than a coin. It pulsed with a soft blue light, a quantum broadcaster capable of transmitting across the entire Sol system instantaneously. Nick had built it himself, based on theories the Council thought they'd successfully suppressed. Now, Nick mouthed silently. Kiza nodded and pressed the activation stud. Throughout human space, on Earth, Mars, the Belt colonies, and the generation ships heading for Alpha Centauri, every screen, every display, every communication device suddenly broadcast a single message. The complete recording of the Council meeting, from beginning to end. The Council chamber erupted in chaos as alarms shrieked. The delegates spun toward the pillar where Kiza and Nick stood, their cover blown. Humans! The speaker's voice crackled with shock. Impossible. The concealment field should have? Kiza stepped forward, her voice steady despite her racing heart. You keep underestimating us. That's going to be your biggest mistake. Nick stood beside her, raising his hands not in surrender but in defiance. 7 billion humans just learned the truth. You can reset our civilization, but you'll have to do it knowing that we'll figure it out again. We always do, and next time we'll be ready for you. The eldest's ancient voice rumbled through the chamber. Fascinating, perhaps. Perhaps we were wrong about the dissolution protocol. It paused, and something like admiration colored its tone. Very well, humans. You have earned your seat at this council. Let us see if your species is truly ready for the responsibility that knowledge brings. Kiza and Nick exchanged glances. They'd come seeking truth and found something more. Humanity's future, unshackled and uncertain, but finally, truly their own. The game had changed, and humanity had just learned how to play.